Hello, Munir Ajam speaking. In this video, I will be focusing on a topic dedicated to organization, HR, training, learning and development departments, especially when it comes to selecting training providers for project management. Obviously, we are biased here, so you can listen and read between the line, or you can check some of what we're saying if you think we are not being very transparent here. When it comes to project management, there is a misconception that any organization that is considered REP means the organization is accredited by PMI. Now, before I go more on this, I need to clarify the word accredited, and which is usually used in the academic word for universities and academic program. And usually the accrediting body, there isn't some kind of an agency with some kind of authority that is independent and approve or accredit these universities. For example, ABAT, ABET in the United States is that the board that is accredited engineering program. I think ABMA in some countries accredited MBA program, and so forth and so on. However, when it comes to project management training provider, professional training, there is no accreditation body. There is no agency in the world that accredit training provider. And the word accreditation is very strong here. What PMI does, and they have the program, and notice what the program name is, Registered Education Provider. So what PMI does is register company who want to provide training in project management, assuming they want to be part of the PMI REP program, and they become REP. Now, how to become REP? An organization, unless the condition have changed recently, all what the organization have to do, any organization that does training, they will have to submit a form online. Okay, so there is no physical verification here. That say, look, we are a training company. We have been doing training for about a year. We would want to be registered in the PMI program. You will fill some paperwork, making some promises about ethics, about quality, and then you have to submit one course only. That course could be a one-day course. And usually, again, unless the rule have changed, PMI would have some individuals, professionals out there, they will hire them that basically to review, they work with the REP program and they review these courses. But what they mostly are looking for is violation of copyright. There is no instructor or no person or no professional out there that is verifying that the course is good and the course has been designed properly or achieves the objective. All basically what they're verifying that yes, that course looks like a course and it doesn't have copyright violation and things of that nature. So there is nothing here where as an authority or accreditation board that is actually meeting or interviewing or talking to the training provider. All of this done is online through emails. And again, there is no physical review except reviewing one course. And with that, PMI would basically give somebody a registration. They call it REP, Registered Education Provider. And of course, this Registered Education Provider will have a section on the PMI REP website. And then if this provider want to add courses, basically what they do, all what they need to do is that they will get an REP, they will get a PMP, anybody. It could be their buddy or their friend or their neighbor. As long as that person has a PMP, review a course, and basically it says that whether this course, what PMI is looking for is three things. Does this course comply with PMI, partially comply, or it doesn't comply? And it doesn't comply, that doesn't mean it's a bad course. Of course it's not, because it maybe the subject is not in line with the PMI framework. I mean, obviously, if you want to do a course on Prince 2, okay, you want to approve a course on Prince 2, it doesn't 100% align with the PMI framework that focus on process. So basically, there is no one in PMI that actually approve these courses. And then all what that happened, those courses are added to the REP registry, and then, of course, the company would be considered a registered education provider, that every 3 years they have to submit maybe a course or something like this. Now, does it mean this is a quality company? No. Yeah? Obviously, there are some rules within the PMI REP program, but not many companies comply with. Believe me, I'm not just saying this. I was on the board that support PMI on the REP program globally, which is an advisory group that consists of 8 people from around the world. And I was on that board from 2005 to 2007. At that time, we tried to do many things to strengthen the program, such as we recommended, and I remember very clearly one of the last meetings we had in 2006 in Madrid. We were in the PMI conference in Madrid. We recommended, for example, validating or approving instructors like Prince 2 does. We recommended additional audit of companies who apply for the REP program. We recommended additional audit of people who apply for certification. And there are many other improvement ideas, this board of 8 people, but remember we were advisory board. We made those recommendations to the PMI department that's responsible for the REP program, and the answer were rejection of all of those ideas because of budget. Now, let's keep in mind, I don't know how much money PMI had at that time, but at least from the financial statement of PMI at the end of 2006, PMI have assets that start with the number 5, like not 50,000, 500,000, maybe 5 million, maybe 50 million, no. $500 million, US dollars, an asset. Now, in 2006, maybe that was only 100 million. But the answer was there is no budget to enhance or strengthen the program. Now, SUKAD as a company, we were in the REP program since 2003. And with time, we felt like this program has become nothing more than a rubber stamp. So we decided not to continue. So if you look at the program today, you will find many REPs, and the image that some vendor or some organization have that if you are an REP, you must be a quality vendors. And I know, at least in one situation recently, we were talking to a client, they were insisting on REP program. And last year, they were working with an REP company, and they were not happy with their instructor. Why? Because usually, most of those REPs, or some of them at least, do not even have PMP on board. They don't have PMP on staff. So they just hire freelancer that basically move around. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing freelancers here. There are some great freelancers out there, but there are a lot of them that are basically hired for peanuts. And when you pay peanuts, you know what you get. So just because a company is an REP does not mean it's a quality provider. And here, on the other hand, SUKAD was an REP for like 14 years, and we decided not to renew our program. So in the eyes of many companies today, SUKAD, a company that has been in existence for 14 years with global leading companies as our client, some client would look at us and say, we must not be qualified because we're not REP by PMI. It's just the same thing as somebody would say, well, Munir today is not a PMP because I do not renew my PMP certification. Therefore, Munir is not qualified, and Munir was a PMP 20 years ago. So now you will have, if a company just looking for PMP, they might get somebody who's 5 years out of college, barely get their PMP, probably never manage a project. And in their eyes, just because that person has a PMP certification, that means this person is qualified. And here you go, someone like Munir, who've trained thousands of PMPs around the world, is basically because now I do not maintain my PMP, Munir is not qualified. Now, this is not about Munir or SUKAD. Yeah? This is about awareness for companies. Just basically what we're saying is that do not trust the brand. The PMI brand is very strong and very powerful. And here I'm willing to say, do not trust it. Just because someone has the PMP certification or the PGMP certification or an REP or whatever else that PMI accredit, do not just trust it because PMI stamp it. Because PMI is not doing a thorough job. This is where we have problem with PMI. This is why, as a long-term volunteer with PMI, I decided to quit PMI, not to renew my certification, not to renew our REP, because in my personal view, PMI has become a commercial entity rather than a non-profit. Their focus is on revenue generation rather than on basically on growing membership and growing the profession. If PMI cares, a lot of PMP today will not be PMPs. I mean, just look next time you are on LinkedIn and you see somebody posted a certificate that just achieved the PMP. Look at their profile. And I will not be surprised that quite a few of those profiles, you will notice that the person don't have the word project management in their profile. They might have worked on a project as a technical guy or technical engineer, but not in a project management capacity. Notice I'm saying project management, not project manager, because a PMP does not require you to be a project manager. Yeah, but at least a project management role. The PMI wording is that leading and directing project task. Now, you might be leading and directing technical task, not project management task. So again, the point here, PMP is valuable, the PMBOK is valuable. PMI as an organization produce some valuable content. However, PMI today is following, not leading. Okay, and so whenever you want to select a training provider, now back to organization. Whenever you are going to select training provider, sure, you want to look for the REP stamp, go for it. Just don't trust it as is. Go beyond it. Find out what the company record is. Find out who are the instructor. Are they part-timers or freelancers, or basically are they employee of this organization? Try to check their material if you have someone in your organization that understands project management. Obviously, HR probably do not have enough experience in project management. If you have a subject matter expert or a senior project manager in the company, let them review the material beforehand. Let them check to see if it's good. Okay? So don't just depend on that stamp. And don't just depend on the good presentation skill of a person. If you like, we do have a document that we'll be happy to share with you, and you can use it against us if you like as well, which is how to select a project management training provider. I highlighted some of the things here. So it's very important before you go and invest money into your human capital, your assets, your people. The biggest cost is in your people. Those guys who are going to sit there for 5 days or 3 days or 2 days in a project management course by a provider, maybe by a person who never managed a project before. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, and check, validate, check again. And I think that will be enough on this topic.